Hey there, welcome to Tod Talks, the podcast where we're shining a light on brilliant local businesses making life better for families with little ones. I'm Bill from Toddle, and in each episode we'll have a natter with one of our amazing partners, finding out what makes them tick, how they're helping parents, and how being part of the Toddle family is helping them thrive. So grab a cuppa, put your feet up if the kids will let you, and let's dive in. Hi Natalie, thank you so much for coming. Welcome to Tod Talks. So instead of me telling everybody, I always start with the guest. Tell us who you are and what you're doing.
Okay, so I'm Natalie and I have set up a business called HT Mirrors, and we make acrylic shatterproof mirrors for kids in a range of bold and bright and fun designs that are much safer than traditional glass options. So one question that I've had from at home and when we've been talking about HT Mirrors, what is HT? What is the HT bit? Well, it stands for my kids, and it's their names, just their initials. You know, it's very imaginative.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, well, I made it with them in mind, right? So one of the things that this came about from was setting up my son's new bedroom before my second child came along. So, you know, I was full-term pregnant, and instead of sitting and relaxing, obviously, I was decorating the house. And one of the things I made him was a big fire engine out of MDF so that he would stay in his bed. It was like a bed guard. He was moving up to a single bed. And I wanted something that would really help elevate the room somewhere else as well. So he's got a super bright room, and I couldn't find any mirrors like I wanted. I wanted like a fire engine shaped mirror, and I just couldn't find anything like it. And so I thought I would just make one. And then I thought about actually how unsafe glass is for little kids. You know, my son is very active. He's always throwing things and jumping around, and he would have his hands all over the mirror and his face. And I realised I could make them with acrylic as well. So it came from, you know, it was driven by my kids, the ideas, and I wanted to build something that in the future would be there for them as well. You know, everything we do is for our kids, isn't it, really? So, you know, my husband has a business as well as his job, and I have another job and built this business as well, and it gives us freedom and flexibility as a whole family. So it seemed like a good fit as a name.
So the fire engine is the OG.
Yeah, it's the OG.
So and so like I know we'll show the example in a minute, but like they're quite big and they're quite chunky, aren't they? So they're about 1.5 meters, aren't they?
Well, some of them are 1 meter by 60 centimeters, and the internal mirror is 60 centimeters by 40. But I have some smaller ones as well, just so that they're a little bit less, you know, overwhelming in a space, maybe if the space is a bit smaller. But they're all quite thick and chunky, just to give them an extra element of safety and to help the acrylic to really give as much distortion-free reflection as they can, because they're not like funhouse mirrors. They do look quite like glass. No,
I didn't believe when you told me they were acrylic. I looked at it now and I was just like, I don't believe you. Like that is that's as good as the glass mirrors that I've got at home.
Oh, well, that's really lovely. I mean, it took quite a bit of fitting, and there were a few kind of, you know, mistakes and learning along the way, because I kind of just jumped into it. But I fit each mirror myself, and I make the frames. I do everything from start to finish, so I can make sure that each one is really high quality.
Yeah, so I can tell you now, I'm not fitting mirrors, and we're doing this at home, and we're still running a small business, and there's different mistakes and challenges that we're doing. So we are physically in this together.
Oh, definitely. I think the help from Toddle has been brilliant, honestly.
That's really good to hear. So just elaborate on that a bit, like for some of the businesses that are thinking of getting involved with Toddle tell us, because we got in touch from a mutual friend, and what we're all about is helping the small businesses, and the mirrors in the bedroom fit perfectly in line with us. But tell us your sort of, you've been with us for 1 quarter, so 3 months so far. Tell us about how we're helping and what your genuine thoughts, and don't hold back.
Okay. I've been super impressed, honestly. Like, you've been so supportive, and one of the things I was really blown away by was the fact that I can just contact you anytime, and you have all these great ideas that you're so willing to share, and you're so encouraging about, you know, when you see something and you can see where it fits and you've really got that vision, and you were so helpful with all of that. When I started these, I was in a place where I was really kind of struggling, and to be honest, I think if I hadn't had such enveloping support, you know, all-encompassing support, I think it would have been really hard to carry on. And to have someone be so positive about a product and find so many different ways. So you gave me feedback on my website, you have supported me like linking in with other small businesses and putting an advert in the magazine, which you helped me with as well and did the advert for me. So it felt like a load off of my shoulders, really, and to be able to focus on doing the mirrors, because you kind of had everything else and you just immediately stepped in and you got it and you got the vision, and that was just so brilliant.
Well, that is like music to my ears, really, and I think we'll have to clip that out because there's a snip to share with everybody.
Yeah, dude.
If like we're here selling ad space in a magazine, and if we can bring any business along with us, like we're here to share it all, and like having you involved is perfect as well. Talk to me more about the other designs you've got, because I know you've got a police car, ambulance, fire engine. Let's have a quick look at them.
So this one is my smaller fire engine. So it is 60 by 40 ish.
It's chunky. It's not light.
It's chunky, but that's why one of the things that I really had in mind was the fixings for that, to make sure that it can sit really securely on the wall, because they are a little bit heavier, and part of the thinking around that is the security aspect, for one. So the way that it's formed together means you can never get into the edges of the acrylic, because the edges of acrylic can be sharp, and I have cut myself.
No.
It only took one, because I tell you, it really hurt. It was like the world's worst paper cut, and it lasted a while. So this way, by having a chunky frame, there's absolutely no way you can get into it. Even if a kid was to throw something at it and kind of nick a bit off of the wood, you're still not going to get to the edge of the frame because it's thick. And it also gives that balance again. But that's why I've painted all the edges too, so you can see if it was on the wall, it would still have all of that all the way around.
Absolutely. They're just so smart, and they are exactly what I imagined, but like more robust and tactile.
Yeah, they are quite tactile, I suppose. I mean, they're quite sensory, and that was a lot of the thinking, that these would be suitable for kids of all ranges. So I made them with my kids in mind, but I've also spent a long time working in healthcare, working with, neurodivergent populations, and this is something that I know people would be able to access across that spectrum. And I do have some sensory mirrors that I'm making as well. So I have some different coloured mirrors, and I'm going to do some that have different kind of textures on the MDF and things.
I saw on your Insta reel that you've got the glow in the dark ones.
Yeah.
They like my kids just were just like, Dad, I want that. And I said, you just told me you want the princess castle. Like,
so many choices.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, some of them can be personalised. There's tractors that you could put names on, and some of the lorries as well. You can get names put on them too. So it just makes them so special for kids and so personalised.
So these are all at home in your garage or in your living room, like,
down the hallway, upstairs.
they're everywhere, are they?
They are everywhere. Yeah.
I just want to let you know about an exciting event we've got coming up. It's called Toddle About Live, and it's happening on Saturday the 13th of September from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. at Sherfield School near Basingstoke. This is going to be a proper family fun day, tailored to families with little ones aged 0 to 5. We'll have loads of activities like soft play, crafts, baby and toddler classes to try, live demos, expert advice, and free goodies. There is something for everyone. Whether you're chasing after a toddler, cuddling a newborn, or planning a new arrival, Toddle About Live is the place to be. It's totally free to attend, and you can grab your free tickets now at toddle.fun/live. This is the event to be at. Tell us a little bit more about your background and your other day job.
So my other day job, I'm an assistant psychologist. So I've been working across inpatient mental health hospitals, local authority and the NHS. I've got quite a broad experience. But for about the last 10, 11 years, I've been working with autistic people and people who are neurodivergent in a range of ways. And so having seen that from secure settings right into kids in the community, it's given me a really good overview of kind of what people need, and having friends with kids on the spectrum as well. well, and knowing how their space ends up bare. And for some kids that's really beneficial and they need that kind of low stimulation environment, but for other kids it's a result of things just not being safe enough for them and really not thinking about what they might need in that environment. Whereas these, because you have the weights but you also have clips, and if they hit it with something, you know, so this would secure it to the wall to make sure that they can't lift it off, and I can put as many of these on it as somebody needs, and I fit it as well so that someone doesn't have to drill the mirror. I would make sure that these come, you know, already attached, and it just gives people that ability to join in with everybody else and be safe, right? Because there's loads of benefits to mirrors, from emotional development, cognitive development, spatial awareness, independence. You know, my kids were getting themselves dressed because they're looking in the mirror, and they can follow your emotions because they can do it themselves in the mirror and see what their facial expression is. It gives them confidence. My little boy loves coming to the mirror and being, if I say to him, "You look cute," he'll immediately run to my mirror and look. And that made me think, no, you need your own mirror. You know, that was part of it too. And he'll stand in front of it and brush his teeth and stuff so he can see. And my mirrors are big enough that they can see themselves completely. So there's so many benefits, and having worked in environments where, you know, people just don't have access to those things and it's not something people are thinking about, it actually does make a real impact on your quality of life to have access to things like mirrors in a safe way. If you think how many times a day you look in a mirror.
Oh, at home, our house is more mirrors than walls. We've got them everywhere. Just, I don't know if it's me being vain, but like the kids understand about dressing and like it's just they're just nice pieces to make the room seem bigger and all sorts of bits. So we've heard about why, we've heard about how you do it. So I think business end of this is, how can they get their hands on it and what does it cost?
Yeah. So I have set up a website, which is www.htmirrors.co.uk, and it lists each of the mirrors individually. So there are a couple where I have made more than one. For example, I have more than one fire engine, but they're listed individually so that you know that the one that you buy is the one that you get. And it's got close-up photos because they're all hand-painted details. So every now and then there'll be variation in that. So all of them are on the website, bar maybe two. Which I need to do later, and they range in price. So my cheapest is about £78-79 for a smaller one of the round mirrors. So
we've got one here.
Yeah, we've got one of them.
I don't know if you can see this, but like the detail of the coral and the sea floor here is just like, for someone who isn't an artist, is that fair to say?
Not an artist at all.
Well, you'd fool me. Like,
I'm stubborn. I'm not an artist, but I knew in my head what I wanted. But thank you.
But these mirrors are like, they're still a good size. If that was on the wall, an adult could definitely do their makeup or brush their hair in that. Like, it's still of a good size, and these are still solid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really impressed.
Thank you. Well, that one's 48 centimetres across. So the internal mirror on that one, I think, is about 38 centimetres. It's something like that, 37. It is on the website. But that one is a little bit more. That one's about 95 just because of how long it took to hand paint the details. And then they go up to a princess castle, which is about 1 metre high by, I think, about 50 again. And that's up to 150 just because, again, that's got hand-painted climbing roses on it, and it's got glitter window designs, and it's got, like, you know, I've painted on flower boxes on the windows, and I've painted all the brick detail all the way over it. So
you need to check out HT Mirrors online or on Insta, because the detail in the Princess Castle is phenomenal. And like, now that we can physically see the amount of time that you're putting into this, like with any business, you're paying for the time.
Yeah.
And by the sounds of it, there's a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears that are going into this. So you're I can see they're really worth it. I've said it before. They're really high quality. So you should be proud of them.
Oh, I'm super proud of them, and I think this has been just such a journey. You know, like I said to you before, I just don't think I'm artistic, but I'm creative. But I couldn't seem before to just get stuff out. And this has been such a journey, learning to use power tools and, you know, figuring out how to paint these in a way that makes them look, you know, that I'm happy with. Because I am definitely a perfectionist and I hold myself to a very high standard. And I was worried about making these and, you know, them not being good enough. And actually it was such a surprise to make them and be really proud of them, you know, and really love them.
Are you doing any sort of like markets or anything where if somebody wanted to see you in person, where could they come and view one and see one first?
Yeah, so I've done the Toddle About baby shows. Well, I've done one in Milton Keynes so far, and I'm going to follow up the other ones this year. So there's one in Northampton in a few months, and I think they're just brilliant places to go because, like you say, when you see these online, you really don't get the impact of them, but they're so bright, you know, and they're so detailed, and to be able to see kind of how you look in them as well and see that actually they're not like funhouse mirrors.
No. Will we see you at Toddle About Live in September?
I'm hoping so. Yeah. Yes, I am.
We would love to have you there. Like, we would definitely, like, the way that we would operate is that we look after the advertiser and the exhibitor before and after, and we just promote everything about the product. And like the idea at Toddle About Live is that we're going to be bringing somewhere between 500 and 700 people throughout the day. We've got food trucks, we've got climbing walls, we're in a conversations with all sorts of people, maybe putting a salt course outside. Wow. So it's going to be a real event to bring your children to. Definitely bring your kids to this because it's the ultimate family baby show with a business showcase. Yeah. So we'd love to have you there.
Oh, I'd love to be there.
We'll add all your tags and ats and how people can find you on the in the show notes. If there's anything more that you think we should be doing, we'd love to help you, guide you through and put you in front of the right people. I know there's already advertisers and businesses that we're talking to that need this in their nurseries, in their cafes, and so I will be pushing you in front of all of them.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for coming. And if there's anything else that you want to get across, you have the floor.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for all of your support. It's been brilliant. And you say if there's anything else I can think of, but honestly, you're saying things that I would never have thought of. So it's actually really, really helpful. And I just hope that people take the opportunity, you know, to maybe visit the website, have a look on socials, because I have new designs coming all the time and it will be changing and developing. Yeah, just thank you.
Can they be bespoke? If somebody said, could you do us a Formula One car? If they are you open to commissions?
I think in the future it's something I could do probably more reliably. Yeah. At the minute, I'm still a little bit constrained by my environment and the tools and things like that. But what I am doing is when I sell one, I then put it on as if you wanted to order this in a different way. Right. You know, you could do that and we could definitely talk about it. And there are some designs that actually I've started drawing but just haven't made yet. So someone said to me yesterday, you should do a London bus. I was like, I've actually drawn out a double-decker bus already, you know, a red London bus. I've got it. So, and I'm drawing out, you know, rockets, and people have said to me about doing jungle themes and you know, kind of safari themes, and I want to do like hot air balloons, you know, for babies' nurseries that are really neutral. So there's millions of ideas in my head. So it's always worth chatting to me because maybe it's something I've already made or I'm going to make next, you know.
Awesome. Top stuff. Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that's it for today's episode of Tod Talks. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you found something helpful, heartwarming, or just plain inspiring from today's chat. If you're a parent listening, I'd love to know, what do you want to hear more of? More behind the scenes with local classes, tips from experts, honest stories from fellow parents? Drop me a message at toddtalks@toddleabout.co.uk. This podcast is for you, and your voice really matters. And if you're a local business helping families and thinking, I'd love to be part of this, well, you can. Get in touch and we'll have a chat about how we can shine the light on what you do and connect you with families who need you. So until next time, take care, give your little ones an extra cuddle today, and remember, we're in this together.